Paul Masterton.
Thank you, Mr. Gates. It's a pleasure to sit on your chair, but I will be very, very brief so the other two speakers get a chance to get in. From the conversations I've had across East Renfrewshire in recent months, people are getting increasingly fed up. They don't want to hear any more about hard Brexit, a soft Brexit, a red, white and blue Brexit, a Brexit means Brexit, Brexit, or even a Brexit means breakfast Brexit. It is time for practical, workable solutions to be put forward in the national interest. They don't want ideology, and if we have to give it a name, then they want, as my honourable friend, the member for Wimbledon, referred to it in a recent article, a smart Brexit. We must be pragmatic, sensible and honest about the situation that faces us. Optimistic, yes, we can and should be, but that optimism has to be grounded in reality. It is far too simple an argument to say that the Germans need us to buy their cars and the French need us to buy their brie, so it will all be great. Just as government contingency planning for all scenarios must mean covering no deal, it must also cover us entering EFTA with the EEA bolt-on. And my simple ask is that that option do not be taken off the table. Not necessarily, let me be clear, as a final destination, though we shouldn't rule that out, but as a safe harbour, a staging post while the FTA is thrashed out and formalised, to give us a suitable and workable framework from within which we can work. EFTA gives guarantees to those that voted leave that we are implementing their democratic will to leave the European Union, and if anything, it finds that sweet spot in reflecting that the EU referendum result, whilst decisive, was not overwhelming. We will be within the single market, but not members of the EU. We leave the EU, but do so sensibly, you could say conservatively, recognising that trade is only one part of our integrated and cooperative relationship which needs to be unpicked. In EFTA, we will be outside from day one. The broken cap system and the hated common fisheries policy, totemic issues which lie behind the largely ignored but sizable minority leave vote in Scotland. Any question of ever closer union is gone. We would not be under the direct jurisdiction of the ECJ, as there is no direct effect and no supremacy of EEA law, and our membership dues would significantly reduce. Freedom of movement can be dealt with flexibly within the EFTA system, and unlike is commonly asserted, Schengen is not part of the EEA agreement. EFTA will also give us the scope to form trade deals across the world from day one, but to take advantage from the bloc's existing FTAs while we create those bilaterals. Preferential access to EFTA's markets whilst we finalise our new global trading relationships would provide a good basis for British business. EFTA's suite of trade agreements are arguably a better fit for the UK than the EU's, given our trading patterns, and they are more comprehensive. Their size and nimbleness as a bloc has allowed EFTA to adapt its approach to free trade agreements to cover trade in services. EFTA would ultimately allow us to start on our journey to our destination whilst giving us the flexibility to ready ourselves for what may lie ahead. If the referendum was not just about the economy but about increasing national sovereignty, well, I believe EFTA would tick that box too. And that's why it's an option which also finds favour amongst many moderate leavers, and it should not be dismissed out of hand by this government. Mr Chair, in 10 years' time, when we look back on this period, we will not regret taking the time to get what was needed. What we will regret is rushing to leave the European Union as quickly as possible to meet an arbitrary and self-imposed hard deadline.